Lesson 36, Order of Operations. So the order of operations, when we're looking at a mathematical expression or an equation, and there's multiple operations, there could be addition, multiplication, addition, subtraction. The order of operation tells us which one of these we do first when we're looking at what's the order will we do them in. And the order works like this. The first thing when you look at a math problem, the first thing always is parentheses. Okay, always look for parentheses. Parentheses always goes first. Second are your exponents. Now, the next one, it can be a little bit tricky. The next one is multiplication and division. Multiplication and division are equal. Multiplication doesn't come before division. Division doesn't come before multiplication. If you have multiplication and division on the same line, the order is from left to right. Whatever operation's on the left, you do that one first. All right, and you work your way from left to right. Same with addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction are equal. One does not come before the other. The way you determine it is, again, from left to right. All right? Now, an easy way to learn this, and the way I was taught, and you might have heard this before, is to remember this simple sentence. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please, P parentheses, excuse, E exponents, my, M multiplication, D, dear, division, Aunt, A, addition, and Sally, S. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS, also known as PEMDAS. All right, you also heard it referred to as PEMDAS. You just use the first letter of all of them. So again, your order of operations goes parentheses, always first. Exponents come second, then multiplication and division left to right, and then addition and subtraction left to right. All right, so let's go look at some problems. All right, let's look at the problem. It says simplify 9 minus 4 plus 5. All right, so I've got two operations here. I've got subtraction and addition. All right, so looking at PEMDAS, right, there's no parentheses, all right, check. No exponents, check. No multiplication, division, check. Now, remember, addition and subtraction are equal. Which one comes first? Well, working from left to right. So what do I see here? Well, the minus sign, subtraction comes first. So the first thing I do is subtract. Well, 9 minus 4 is 5. Then I take that 5 and I add this 5. So 9 minus 4 is 5 plus another 5 gives me 10. All right, let's look at this example. It says simplify 17 times 8 plus 14 divided by 2. Well, again, going through my PEMDAS chart. All right, my PEMDAS chart. Well, there's no parentheses. There's no exponents, but I do have multiplication and addition. So that's where I'm going to start. All right, so I've got multiplication and I've got division on the same line. All right, well, which one do I have to do first? Well, you go left to right because multiplication and division are equal. So my first step is I'm going to do 17 times 8. All right, now 17 times 8 gives me 136. And now I just bring everything down. All right, I don't solve it all at once. All right, I just go step by step because if you try to do it all at once, you might get confused and come up with a different answer. So now I start over again. Well, I've got an addition sign and a division sign. Well, division comes before addition, right? If I look at PEMDAS, that D is before the A. All right. So what am I going to do first? I'm going to do 14 divided by 2 first. All right. Because division trumps addition. So if I get 14 divided by 2, I get 7. And again, I bring everything down. All right. Just the way it is. All right. Now I'm just left with one more operation, addition. So I get 136 plus 7 gives me 143. Check here, and then yes. Let's look at another example. I've got parentheses 8 divided by 2 times parentheses 16 minus 5. All right. Well, again, I always start with my PEMDAS. All right. So now here, right off the bat, I've got two sets of parentheses. So you're going to ask yourself, wait a minute. All right, which parentheses comes first, right? I mean, I've got two sets. How do I know which one does first? Well, guess what? You do them at the same time. All right, parentheses are on the same time. You don't go left or right. You solve the parentheses at the same time. All right, so 8 divided by 2 is 4. 16 minus 5 is 11. All right, and then bring it down. All right, so I'm done with my parentheses. So now I'm just left with one operation, 4 times 11. Well, 4 times 11 gives me 44. In our last example, this word problem, it says Josh bought 2 hamburgers for $4.25 each and 2 orders of onion rings for $2.35 each. He also bought 2 medium drinks for $1.50 each. All right. So how much total did he spend? Well, all right. So we're going to have to separate these, all right, because we can't just start multiplying and adding them all together, all right? So the first thing I want to do is Josh bought 2 hamburgers for $4.25, all right? 2 hamburgers for $4.25. Then he had 2, and then I'm going to add, right? Then I had 2 orders for $2.35. Sorry, just a second. He bought 2 orders for $2.35 for the onion rings. Then he also bought 2 drinks. 2 drinks at $1.50 each. All right. So that's how that equation would look like. Because if I didn't use the parentheses, all right, it would mess up your order. You would get a very different number. So you've got to separate each of these equations separately, and then you add them together. By using the parentheses, you're showing you're doing that first, and that's how you would set that up.